Hello you all, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I'm on here to share with you all a tag and card that I created this morning. This almost didn't get done. It's been a busy weekend. We had my grandson's birthday party yesterday. It was a full day. His birthday was Thursday. He had an awesome day at school. He had an awesome Halloween. I did a little passing out candy. I almost didn't think anybody was going to come, but like the last hour, we had quite a few kids that came through and I was able to pass out some Halloween candy. But yesterday, I didn't get a chance to craft it all because, like I said, we had my grandson's birthday party. He turned 6 years old. So that was a busy day itself with that. And when I got home yesterday, I was in no mood to craft. I was just ready to get in the bed, and that's what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you all first what I used, and then I'll share with you all what I created that almost didn't happen. So I did use this Sizzix thin die, and it's garden greens, and I did use this one right here. I use the Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz stamp, Sketchy Leaf CMS 467, and I use this leaf right here. I also use this stamp CMS 116, and I use this sentiment right here that says Blessings, Family, November, Hope, Thankful, Faith, Harvest, Love, and Autumn. And then I use these leaves right here. So I just stamped those and coated them with some ink and sprays, and then I fussy cut them out. And then from this stamp, it's Eccentric CMS 448. I did use the tag number, the stars, and the 1913. So those are the stamps and die that I used. And then I also used some Distress Oxide spray and Rusty Hinge. I used some of the mica stain and jack-o'-lantern. This is the Distress Spritz and Pill Paint. And then I also used the Rusty Hinge. I did use a little bit of the, but not a little bit, I used the Recollections Clear Embossing Powder I've had in my stash forever. Inks, I used the Archival ink by Ranger in Potting Soil. And the Distress Oxide inks I use is Gathered Twigs, Pill Paint, Walnut Stain, and Crackling Campfire. So those are the inks that I use. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you all. I was going to try to do this in my journal, but it just wasn't looking right, and it was more, for me, a card theme type of stamp. So maybe I'll play with it later on some other time and see what I can come up with in my journal. But for today, when I got up this morning, early, I've been in my craft room for several hours doing this project and trying to figure out other things. But anyway, so here is my card that I created. And it's not the best. I mean, I think I could have done something a little bit different, but it still turned out cute, to say the least. But this is what it is. So I used some Bristle Smooth cardstock for my card base. And then I used the black cardstock from Michaels that I have in my stash for the background. And then I used I used watercolor cardstock for the actual card. I did, first, I stamped it with the archival ink and potting soil. And then I took my embossing powder and just went over the whole card, so it does have like some shimmer to it, if you can see. And I heat embossed it. So now I had stamped this image out several times on some of the mixed media cardstock. So out of one of those, I just went ahead and cut it, and I cut out the thankful. So this was already heat embossed, so I cut out the thankful, and then I round the corners just like I do with the card. And then I used some of the crackling campfire, and I just went on top of that to color that in, just to give it some more color besides just the green and the brown. And then I stamped the leaves and fussy cut those out, but I did use like the Rusty Hinge, and then I used some Distress Oxide ink to color the leaves in, like in fall colors. And then I cut out the Garden Greens leaf die, and I used the Pill Paint Distress Spritz, and also Pill Paint. Pill Paint Distress Oxide to color the leaves in. And I just put one at the top and one at the bottom, so I feel like I needed something else on it. And that's how my card came out. So that is my card. Like I said, it does have some shimmer to it, or shine, from the embossing powder. But yeah, and I didn't do anything to the inside. This is just a card. So that is that. And so then I decided to go ahead and make a tag. So here is my tag. And like I said, I'm not really a big tag maker, but you know, the tags that I have made, I really enjoy them and, you know, have fun, a lot of fun making them. So this is using the number 8 distress tag. And so what I did was I just inked the background with crackling campfire distress oxide ink. And then, well, first before I did that, I did stamp the from the sketchy leaf die. I stamped it with the potting soil, and then I heat embossed that. And then I went with the crackling campfire, and I just went over the whole tag with that color. And then once I did that, then I took the leaves like I did on this card, and I inked those up and with sprays as well. And then I fussy cut them out, and then I distressed the edges of those with walnut stain distress oxide ink. And so I just glued the leaf down here and here. And then here's another, this is from the same card base that I had did that I didn't use. I cut up, and so I just took the November and the family, and I spritzed it with pill paint on top of the embossing that I had already done. And I layered it up on some foam tape. And then I stamped from that eccentric stamp, tag number 1913, like November 1913. Then I put the stars here on the side of the family. And I distressed the edges with the walnut stain, as I did with this card as well. And then I used the gathered twig on some ribbon that I have, I think this is from Dollar Tree. And I just used the gathered twig to ink the ribbon up to kind of make it go with the tag. And that is my tag. So that is my card and my tag that I want to come in here and share with you all. This was very challenging for me because I'm like building themes, and this is not really it's a theme, but it's not a theme that I like to do. Especially I had a lot of fun creating in my journal the Halloween things that I've done. But, you know, I still want to use the items that I purchased. So I'm like, let me pull out this stamp and see what I can come up with. And this is what I came up with. So I hope that you all enjoy my card and tag share. I do want to thank you all so much for watching. You all have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great week ahead. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.